This is Chef Rosenberg. I am here. It's been a minute, but I am happy to be back, and that's a fact. I am going to quickly talk about the series on Netflix called American Prime Evil, and it looks like it's pronounced Vale, not evil, but when you break it down, it's basically primeval. And it's and you look up the word primeval. Primeval talks about like the beginning times of America, and this beginning time of America is representative of this like I guess when things start off, or civilizations maybe, or when you're building a country, there's this particular type of evil that happens. And I will tell you this: there is a particular type of evil that this series has uh, opened Pandora's box, so to speak, on evil and the representation of that. And it's a series in which you have a woman who is determined to get to a destination, and she's very aggressively, she has a child with her who's walking with a limp, and this child that she's with is happens to be her son, and she's trying to find someone that will take them basically over the Rocky Mountains. And they are in Utah, by the way. And she's trying to make her way towards, she keeps saying west towards, where is she going to exactly? Why? I can't remember that part. But there's a woman who's in Utah. To be where, did they say the timeline on this? If they did, I didn't notice it, but my brain was telling me from watching this that the timeline was something like, um, oh no, what was the timeline? 1700s? I would say the 1700s, where we are in America accepting all these immigrants that are coming in from Ireland and coming in from all over the world, that are coming in to be basically mercenaries that are going to kill the Indians and move the Indians out. So this is around that timeline, and you have this woman, and this woman is very, very unlikable. She's a woman who says that she's trying to get her husband. So she's looking for a guide over the mountains, and it's wintertime, and no one wants to take her. And they were able to find this one guy who was willing to take her, and he happened to be like a Mormon. There is no one in the chat, bruh. That's okay. No big deal. You're in the chat. So, and that is, I can't pronounce that. I'm an American. We don't read stuff like that. Sorry. um, so, what we have is we have a situation where this woman, she needs to get to where she's going, and she's determined, and she's ready to ask anyone, and she's offering money. This is a woman. It's just Afro Ninja. I know it's complicated. I know. See, so you're aware of yourself. That's half the battle. You can maybe now find you somebody to love. So now we got this woman, and she's this aggressive. I like to call her a Karen. And hey, what's up, Thomas? Because she, throughout this whole entire movie, was a Karen. I mean, she was a Karen in the most obscene way that you can refer, or the most trolling way you can describe a woman as a Karen. I dislike this woman because every single opportunity she got, she was challenging the men that were taking her where they were taking her. And the first group of people were met by, let me fix this. The first group of people were met by these Indians, and these hooded white men that we find out later were Mormons. There were the Mormons in Utah that was trying to take over the whole state of Utah to try to have separation from the United States of America. And these Mormons were basically trying to pretend that they were Indians. And what they did was, what's up, Redface? And what they did was they wound up killing all these people, women and children. I mean, it was horrific, horrific. You know, you never really. This is like as bloody as The Walking Dead, as bloody as The Walking Dead, y'all. So we got this. We got a move. We got a TV series that has so much blood and gore in it, and it's so vicious, hence the term prime evil. They wanted you to see how ruthless it was. They wanted you to see somebody take a rock and bash somebody's head in with a rock, an axe, a bow and arrow. They wanted you to see someone get shot and their brains just flying everywhere. It was truly morbid. But with that being said, it was kind of good. Only thing is that she meets this guy. His name is Isaac, and Isaac is he's like the hero in this movie, and he helps her and her son get to where they're trying to go. And it's a 6-part series, 6 different episodes, I think. And I watched all 6, and they were all pretty good. But I have to tell you, I hated this woman so much. She was such a Karen. He told the woman, he says, "Stay right here, do not leave. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go down that hill, and I'm going to take your $100, and I'm gonna get us some horses, because we got no horses. Because of the last time I told you not to do anything, you did something and landed us." Like, there was this child, and this child just standing in the road, and she's like, "We have to help this child. We have to see if the child." He's like, "Leave the child. The child is fine. We're not taking the child. We're not gonna do that." And she's like, "No, we must find out if this child is okay." Of course, it was a trap. They lost their horses, and they almost all lost their lives. Actually, she was actually EPAR in that. That's the, if you spell EPAR, reverse that. She was that in this series, because she didn't listen to the man when he said, "Listen, leave the child. That has nothing to do with us. We're going this way. Leave it alone." She didn't want to leave it alone. So now, I'm going to try and get us some horses. What's up, Big Johnson? That's a cool name. What are you compensating for real? Tell us. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. So now, he tells her, "I'm going to go get these horses." She then says, "I don't believe he's going to use my whole $100. I think he's lying to me. I think dollars." Mind you, this man has killed like 20 people saving your life thus far. So now what happens is, they realize, they say, "Yo, there's some men looking for this woman with a child." And next thing you know, she comes down the hill chasing behind him to see how much money he was going to pay for the horses. And what happens is, he gets shot. Everybody dies. It's it's just insanity. This freaking Karen that we have here. I mean, this woman was such a Karen the whole movie. She was the most annoying. She was a jerk. She just didn't trust anything or anyone, and she just believed that she was just some sort of leader of this pack, and like, she didn't want to bow down to the reality that we have a man that can protect you. The other man raped you. The other man EPAR'd you. There was nothing you could do about it. And she didn't care. And then it gets to the point where, I'm just a spoiler alert, because I'm not trying to be here forever with this review. This is why I'm not going to be here forever, is because I'm like so upset with this woman. I'm so upset with this man. The whole time they were on the way to find her husband. So now they're 20 minutes away from finding a husband. That's after the wolves. That's after, they were attacked by wolves, attacked by bounty hunters, attacked by Frenchmen, attacked by the hooded Mormon. Then there was other sub stories going on where the man who was scalped, he survived the scalping, so they sewed his head back together. Oh, it was horrible. The little boy's freaking leg broke, and there was a compound fracture. And in order to stop the infection, they burnt the kid's legs. We talking about massive, crazy stuff is happening here in these 6 episodes. Then there's another guy who owned a fort, and he sells his fort at the end to the Mormons, and they burn it all down. But before they burn it all down, he's negotiating between pigs and shoehorns. I mean, we're talking about so much is going on. They're fitting so much into every episode. And in the meantime, this man Isaac is just constantly saving this woman from herself and her child and the little Indian girl whose tongue was cut off so she couldn't speak, so she just kind of kept moving her hands and da 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 da. Let me also just say this. We have a situation where the man gets her 23 miles to where she's going. He said it was going to look right if I go in there with you and you're going to go see your husband. The little boy is then fighting. No, you coming with us? You coming with us? No, no, no. He's so upset that this man is not wanting to look bad in front of. He doesn't want the wife to walk in with another man. Yes, he's her guide, but he's like, I'm just gonna chill. Y'all go up ahead. And he has this out of nowhere. This man was so cold and so non-communicative. He didn't even speak. He barely spoke to anybody. This man now, out of nowhere, last episode, the last 10 minutes, he just like shows a sign of emotion towards this woman and her leaving. And in front of her child, she runs over to him and she's like, I don't want to go. He's like, your husband is waiting for you. This is the whole trip we took. These damn 6 episodes over here. All these hundreds of people died. You got to be with your husband. Go. So they exchange this huge, big kiss. He's kissing this contentious Karen all in her mouth. And the little boy is fighting for him to stay, talking about, like, F dad. F dad. I don't care about my father. All I care about is love. Like, so the little boy loves the guy like he's his dad, which makes sense. You know, the kid been through so much. The mother's been through so much. It makes sense that there's going to be this emotional love here. But the reality of it is you're chasing after your husband. This is your husband that you're running, trying to catch up with. And when you make it to your husband, you chose to slobber this man down in front of your son. So now what happens is one of the bounty hunters, he survived the attack when he was because she had got kidnapped by the bounty hunters, and next thing you know, he was what happened? What happened? One of the bounty hunters made it. Like he was able to kill like 5 bounty hunters, but one made it, and that one bounty hunter, he was like madly in love with the main bounty hunter guy. He had just overly, like, he looked at him like more than a father figure. He was in love with the guy. Basically, he was in love with the guy, and the guy couldn't do no wrong, no matter how horrible of a human being he was to everybody around him as they're traveling through these episodes. And that's the bounty hunter section of this series. And next thing you know, we find out that so the guy, he ambushes he when the guy leaves and says, okay, you guys go ahead of me, go down the hill, get to your husband. They exchange the kiss. The kid is crying, oh, F my father, kind of a thing. He didn't say the F word, but basically he's like, yo, the hell with that. So now this man, he doubled back and he goes to, for the 6th time, to save her son, and this little Indian girl. This guy's like busting his ass constantly. I mean, he's been hit with the arrow 1 time, and he's been shot 2 times. He's been stabbed in his arm. So we got the leg from the arrow, the knife stab in the arm, the shot in the pelvis, the shot in the chest and the shoulder. Now he's charging his horse after the guy. And they collide. And as they collided, the guy was able to get off that shot. Of course, the shot is a deadly shot. The guy's dying. The woman is crying. He was able to like walk off to like a little edge, and he's sitting there and he's slowly just bleeding to death. And then they bury, then they show them, uh they set the man on fire, like they did like some sort of like Indian ceremony kind of a thing, because he used to be married to an Indian girl, lived on an Indian reservation. And there's tons of Indian character subtopics going on with the Indians that are after the Mormons and all this kind of, because the Mormons were trying to blame the Indians for all the stuff that was going on, and the United States Army was investigating the guy who survived the, what's that attack? The attack when they try to scalp him. He survived that, looking for his wife. And so there's a lot going on. Indians are heavy on this. It was really well depicted as far as the Indians are concerned, and the Mormons are concerned, and the all these different subcultures that is happening in this American primeval time. And what we also find is, and I like the way they show them getting off the horses, and the boots just get them, they jump off the horse, and the boots are just covered in mud and horse manure, and they're just like walking around. Everyone's fingernails are just black and dirt. Everyone is dirty. There's dirt everywhere. There's nothing clean, nothing swept. Everyone's clothes are just dirty and just dingy, and just, it was just well done. I mean, kudos to the people who dressed these people. I mean, it was so, you were engrossed in there. And then the scene with the arrows going by, and the other scene where the bull busts through one of the wagon wheels. That was like 3D almost. It was like, whoa. It was like, wow, it was in your face, like 3D. So now the situation is where um uh they bury the guy. Well, they burn him, and they burn his body, and it's like some sort of Indian ceremony, which is because of his roots and all that kind of stuff. He grew up in a I believe his mother was half Indian, whatever the case is, right? The mother and son and the Indian girl jump on their horses, and they start to smile, and they say, the son is like looking at the mother, because they have this new agreement. What's the agreement? They're gonna not go see the father. The father is in another. They're going to California, which is south of where they were going. They were going more towards Oregon. Now they're going south to California, like F the father. So now the father, now she gets to be a single mother. This woman has fought to be a single mother. This F Karen, I hate her, hate everything about her. She don't know how to just shut the hell up and don't move. Stay right here, don't leave, I'll be right back. She don't know how to do none of that. She has to do what she want to do and get her understanding of what's going on. This modern woman, feminist B, I can't stand. I hate her, everything about her. She just fought to travel across these damn mountains in the goddamn snow so she can be a single mother. And F the father. The nerve of this lady. And Isaac over here dies, because once again he had to save her ass. Can't stand that Karen. She was, and then it was just so unrealistic for him to ever love this woman. Why would you love this woman? You're the one constantly saving her. It was just horrible. I'm Big Elvis the Chef Rosenberg, with a Netflix review of American Primeval, and I watched it so you don't have to, and you're welcome. Love you. Yo, T Rilla, what's up, man? How you doing? Did I see him here? No. Oh yeah, Tasha, listen to you and your family. Yo, long time no see, man. I will be back on the horse. I will be doing more stuff. Just dealing with some, kind of starting a new business. So I didn't want to, I didn't want to put out any too much energy about that because I needed to keep it a little, I needed to concentrate a little bit more on what I'm doing instead of being so honest and open. Sometimes when you're too honest and too open, you reveal too much about yourself, and all that hater energy gets in the way. You are appreciated, and you know I love you, and that's a fact. American Primeval. Hated it, but it was good though, still. My heart's burning.